New York City, how are you guys doing? All right, it's nice to see you here. This is our first event for 2015. For those of you who I don't know, my name is Micah Kotch. I am now at NYSERDA. This event series is kind of my baby, and I think just want to take a minute and acknowledge the fact that 5 years of, I think, doing really high quality events to help build this clean energy ecosystem in New York City is a real testament to all the people who are involved, the folks from WNYC, all of our volunteers who helped make this event happen, and the support of NYSERDA and the New York City Economic Development Corporation and our other sponsors. 5 years ago when we started this, in 2000 actually, energy policy reform was really not happening in New York State. We had to pull from other states and other countries for examples of regulations and market signals that were really creating the groundwork for a clean energy economy. So what we would do is we would give one of the startups at Acre kind of a platform. We'd give them a seat on the panel. But really, New York's efforts to create a self-sustaining clean energy market were very nascent. Today, under Governor Cuomo, New York State is taking bold new steps to address critical energy challenges and explore how we generate and consume energy via the state's overarching energy plan, which is known as REV, Reforming the Energy Vision. How many of you guys are familiar with REV? Okay, good. How many of you actually read the order that came out last week? Okay, good. Say, I know this is a very sophisticated Clean Energy Connections audience. So REV is really about enabling self-sustaining clean energy markets that are going to support our energy infrastructure and drive innovation. The strategy is really comprised of 3 action-oriented pillars that will transform the way electricity is distributed and used by consumers. The evolution of state-run energy programs and what we call leading by example, which refers to governments integrating and demonstrating new clean energy strategies. What REV is really about, and this kind of comes from the Department of Public Service, is about enhancing customer knowledge and tools that will support effective management of the total energy bill, market animation and leverage of customer contributions, system-wide efficiency, fuel and resource diversity, and system reliability and resiliency, as well as the reduction of carbon emissions. So track 2 of REV, which is coming out over the next couple of months, will address performance-based rate making. And for those of you who are energy wonks, that's where things get really exciting. NYSERDA's Clean Energy Fund is going to help support these ambitious goals. We are moving to a market-based approach that will enable the whole clean energy supply chain, everyone from product developers to consumers, from financial institutions to building managers, to create these self-sustaining energy markets. But importantly, as we change, we're even more committed to using our resources to support low to moderate income residents to ensure that these populations are not left out of the clean energy economy as we support the growth of clean energy markets. When Governor Cuomo first took office, he made it clear that transforming the way that energy is produced and delivered in New York was one of his major goals. And Hurricane Sandy, which hit New York 2 years later with widespread outages and an estimated $50 billion in damage, further drove home the need for a fundamental shift to become better prepared for keeping the lights on in an emergency. And it's not only damage from storms that's costing our citizens here in New York. A number of critical issues drive the need to reform our electricity markets, including the fact that approximately $30 billion paid for entirely by you, me, and every other New York City electric customer will need to be spent over the next decade just to maintain the current generation and distribution capabilities. And that's compared to $17 billion that we spent over the last 10 years. Further, as extreme weather events continue to affect communities across the state, it's becoming increasingly clear that meaningful action to mitigate climate change is a necessary policy for any responsible state government. We really shouldn't just be patching an antiquated system, we should be building it back better. These are some of the reasons why we've recently launched New York Prize, which is a 3-stage competition that's going to lead to large-scale demonstration projects designed to optimize grid resiliency and consumer load flexibility by promoting microgrids. Through New York Prize, we propose to support the installation of these microgrids around the state to improve power resiliency and efficiency, while demonstrating the benefits of this innovative technology to encourage even more projects and scale in the future. New York Prize will inform the REV process and ultimately will result in at least 5 what we call REV labs across the state, where community microgrids can show a path to a stronger bulk power system via an increase in system efficiency, affordability, choice, and control for customers. We anticipate funding feasibility work in storm-impacted communities across the state, especially right here in New York City, as the competition is now open and can be found at prize.ny.gov. So that's my quick plug. prize.ny.gov. Applications are open now. One of the fundamental recognition of the REV initiative is that our electricity grid contains a diverse set of value streams that are related to data, customer satisfaction, reliability and resilience, convenience, and ancillary services, amongst others. Some of these societal benefits are not valued by the market today, but may be in the future, and that's why it's vital that New York Prize projects show how new technologies and business models can capitalize on these various value streams and how benefits can be distributed between the utility, third parties, and customers. Prize, we hope, will give utilities experience in serving as the DSP, and you're going to hear about that soon. So this series that we're kicking off this year begins with this discussion of a central tenet of REV, that system operators at the retail, at the distribution level, will serve as the DSP. And hopefully what that means is more rooftop solar, it means more energy efficiency, it means more demand response to reduce demand on the grid. So local service providers, utilities like Con Edison and Central Hudson and others, will evolve to become this DSP and serve in that role, and will begin the process of building a more efficient and transactive grid, as well as integrating with the New York ISO's wholesale electricity markets. As Mother Jones put it recently, this is as exciting as public service law gets. And our esteemed panel will further illuminate what happens in this brave new world. So without further delay, thank you all for being here. And now join me in welcoming Steve and the rest of the panel.